If you are looking to lose weight after menopause, here are the foods that you're going to want to take a break from. Hello, my honeys. My name is Healthy Emmie. I'm a nutritionist and the creator of the Slim on Starch program. I'm also a weight loss specialist. If you want to work with me, a mindset coach, and a nutrition coach to lose weight on a plant-based diet, click the link in the down bar. This is part 3 of my menopause mini series. Part 1 was 8 proven tips for menopause weight loss. Part 2 was the best foods for weight loss. And this is part 3, the worst foods for weight loss. If these videos get a ton of likes, if you hit that thumbs up button, I'm going to do another one of these series with Healthy Mummy who went through my Slim on Starch program. Her name is Lisa. She's my wonderful mom. She is in her 60s, believe it or not, and she lost the menopause weight gain and lowered her cholesterol on the Slim on Starch program. And if she can do it, you can do it too. And I'm going to have her back on the channel if these videos get enough thumbs up. Back to the good stuff, menopause. Let me tell you the way that menopause is supposed to go. The way that menopause is supposed to be is it's supposed to be a gradual decline in our hormones to the point of being fertile women that can have children and bear children to the point where that's not an option anymore. It's supposed to occur over about a 20-year span where naturally those hormone levels just start to go down, the amount of estrogen and progesterone that's floating around our bodies, let's say, maybe from ages late 30s to late 50s. Now, the way that it happens to go for women in the Western world is not like that. And the reason why is because of the incorporation of the foods that I'm talking about today, animal products, processed foods, and oils. Animal products contain hormones. They contain the hormones of the animals that they came from, and they're very high in fat. What this is going to do is it's going to disrupt the natural progression of the hormones that your body is trying to do on its own. So your body naturally, from the ages of late 30s to late 50s, is supposed to be experiencing this decline in those female sex hormones. But because of the incorporation of animal products in these high-fat foods, that's not happening. That's throwing the estrogen and progesterone levels all out of whack, and it's creating more estrogen, and there's more fat cells in the body, which are creating more estrogen, which will contribute to things like breast cancer and endometrial cancer, which are unrelated to menopause, but something that we absolutely do have to be concerned with. And that's why menopause is not going for you the way that it goes in ancient Eastern civilizations. In Eastern Asian cultures, ones like Japan, China, there wasn't even a word for hot flash because women weren't experiencing them because they weren't eating this high-fat, highly processed diet. So when you hear the foods that I talk about today, the reason why I'm incorporating all of these animal products and processed foods and oils in this list, and the why of the bad foods, and the reason why I advocate for a plant-based diet in the Slim on Starch program is because a plant-based diet is going to help your body in this progression, this natural decline of the hormones that is supposed to happen for women, while the animal products are going to aggravate the process that your body is trying to go through and contribute to things like hot flashes, weight gain, fatigue, low sex drive, vaginal dryness. All of these things are going to happen because of the incorporation of the animal products and processed foods. Now, you heard me mention this in the last video that in a randomized controlled trial where women were eating a plant-based diet and incorporating a certain food that I talked about in the last video, the best foods for weight loss in menopausal women, they are experiencing 78% reduction in their hot flashes pretty much immediately. I see time and time again with the women that I work with, hot flashes are gone. And I can't guarantee this for you. I can just say I've seen it happen time and time and time and time again. Hot flashes are gone within the first week of working together in the Slim on Starch program. It's amazing how quickly the body will respond to this. So the first food that I'm going to say, let's take a break from it for now, is going to be dairy. Now, I grew up believing that cows made milk and that's just what cows did. Cows made milk like horses eat hay. That's just what those animals do. But that's actually not the case. When do women produce milk? We're not walking around producing milk all day long at all ages. Women produce milk after they've given birth. They start to lactate. Cows are the same. They're only going to produce milk after they've given birth to their calf, and it's the food for their calf. So, how do we make milk all the time? How are all of these dairy industries staying alive? Well, they impregnate the cows, and how do they make sure that the cows take to the pregnancy? They load them up with hormones, just like when women are going through things like IVF. And I know if you are a woman that's gone through IVF, or if you know somebody who has, it's a quite emotional process because you have so many hormones. Your weight is all over the place. It's up, it's down, it's water weight. Those hormones are being injected into cows in order to allow them to get pregnant, have a calf, and then produce milk. So when you're consuming dairy, you are getting all of those hormones too. You're getting the hormones from the cow, and you're getting all of the hormones that were jacked up into the cow in order for it to produce milk. This is the last thing that you need if you're going through menopause, because your body has its own beautiful progression of hormones that it's going to do on its own. It doesn't need the hormones of a cow coming into your system and messing up that entire process. Not to mention, dairy is addictive. It has casomorphins in it, which have a similar reaction in your brain as morphine has. Casomorphin, morphine. It gives you that trance that actually, have you heard the saying milk drunk, when babies get milk drunk? Casomorphins are supposed to have that addictive like behavior to them so that calves become addicted to the milk and they want to drink the milk and they can grow into a cow. If you're going through menopause, we don't need you to be growing into a cow. We need you to be going through menopause. And like I said, those hormones are not going to aid in that process. Healthy Mummy was struggling with adult acne in her 50s. There's nothing major, just on her chin. And that actually, if you're getting acne on your chin, that is hormonal. Different acne in different places will signify different things that are going on in your body, and acne on the chin is hormonal. When she cut out the dairy, guess what else went away? The acne. Something else that's not great about dairy is that studies do show that there is a direct correlation between dairy consumption and bone fractures. So dairy is thought to, calcium, it's good for your bones. It's actually not good for your bones. And there are studies that show that the consumption of dairy can actually leach calcium from the bones. Now, if you're going through menopause, that drop in estrogen is going to make you more susceptible to osteopenia and osteoporosis. So we don't want you to be consuming dairy. And I know that you learned that dairy is good for calcium, but actually the opposite is true. We don't want you to be consuming dairy because you're already at risk of osteoporosis and osteopenia. And so the consumption of that dairy is going to put you at a greater risk for that. The next food that I want you to take a break from is meat. And I know you've learned, get in your protein, get in your veggies, cut out the carbs, but it's actually the exact opposite. I want the veggies to be in there, but I don't want the meat. And for the same reason that I talked about with the dairy, those hormones are not going to be productive for the progression of your body's hormones that it's trying to go through on its own. Let's just have your hormones at play. We don't need the hormones of all those other animals coming into your system too. That's only going to disrupt this process. So let's keep it plant-based so that we don't have all of those other hormones interacting with your own. Not to mention, animal products are completely devoid of fiber. So meat has no fiber in it. Fiber is going to aid in regulating your estrogen levels. Estrogen is going to exit the body through fecal matter. And so if we can have enough fiber in the diet to help keep your digestive system going, to help move out the excess fiber, the excess estrogen rather, the incorporation of high fiber foods, which are plant-based foods, is going to help with regulating your estrogen levels. And it's going to help your body with moving along the way that it's supposed to go with estrogen and progesterone. Your body is trying to naturally decline the amount of estrogen and progesterone in your body at a beautiful, graceful rate. And you can support that by having fiber. If you don't have fiber in the diet, then as your body is trying to slowly get rid of the excess estrogen and progesterone, that's not going to be able to happen because you're getting blocked up by not having any fiber in your diet. So let's take a break from the meat for now. Let's bring in the potatoes. Let's bring in the vegetables. Let's bring in all those plant-based foods so that we can help aid your body and work with your body through menopause as opposed to fighting your body through menopause. Another great thing about fiber is that with it keeping the digestive tract moving along, I know a lot of women, my mom, for example, she'd talk about she had that spare tire. She had that feeling in her stomach just like she was bloated all the time. And by having the fiber, that can keep the digestive system going. It can keep you having bowel movements so that you can feel nice and flat in your tummy area and you're not holding on to all of this because you're not having bowel movements. The next food I would love for you to take a break from is eggs. Eggs are very high in cholesterol, and women experience about a 10 to 15% increase in their cholesterol around menopause. And so we don't want you to be having these foods that are high in saturated fat because that's just going to increase your cholesterol even more and put you at risk of stroke and a heart attack. And you might be thinking, I mean, this video is about weight loss. I'm not here to talk about heart attacks and strokes, but I am, because that's serious. And you'll hear me say that when you focus on health, you lose weight as a side effect. When you focus on weight loss, you tend to lose health as a side effect because you're doing crazy things like protein shakes and you're just driving yourself insane. So I'm going to say, let's focus on health. Let's make sure that you're eating a diet that supports your overall health, and you're going to release weight as a side effect. Because guess what? Eggs are not a great weight loss food. And I used to think that they were. I totally understand that. But they're high in fat and they're high in cholesterol, and those two things are not going to be supportive to a weight loss journey. I know you've heard that they're high in protein. You can get all of the protein you need on a plant-based diet. The next food to take a break from is oils. Yes, all oil. I don't want any olive oil. I don't want any coconut oil. I don't want any avocado oil. No oils. There's no oil that you're going to name that I'm going to say yes to. We're taking a break from them. They are super high in fat. They're high in calories. They're 4,000 calories per pound in comparison to something like broccoli, which is maybe 100, 200 calories per pound. Oil is 4,000. This means that you add a little bit of oil to your veggies, right? That little bit of oil is going to pack a big punch in terms of calories and fat. It's going to completely bypass satiety, so it's not going to turn on those satiety signals. It's not going to turn on those stretch receptors in your stomach, so you're going to drink down the oil and you've added another 30 grams of fat and 200, 300 calories. You're not going to feel full from that. That's surely going to contribute to your weight gain. It's not going to contribute to weight loss. You're going to be putting on the pounds by having oil. So let's take a break from oil. Let's steam our vegetables. Let's bake them. Let's water saute them. Let's have them raw instead of using oil. And if you're going to have a salad, use a dressing that you make that is made out of white beans, or you could use a hummus that you make, or you could use a combination of balsamic vinegar and lemon and mustard and a little bit of maple syrup. Let's keep away from the oil because that is going to pack on the pounds. I want you to replace all of these foods with whole, real plant foods. I want you to worry not about, am I getting enough protein? Am I getting enough fat? Am I getting enough carbs? If you eat abundantly on a whole food plant-based diet, you will get everything you need and more. You should be concerned about not getting what you need to if you're eating a standard American diet. You know, it's so funny because people will say, are you getting enough nutrients on that plant-based diet? Meanwhile, said people are eating potato chips and drinking Coca-Cola. Who's really getting the nutrients? We're the ones getting all the colors and all the fiber and the micronutrients and the vitamins and the minerals. So don't worry about that. And I have a meal plan, a free meal plan to get you started. It's in the down bar. And if you want to be sure that you're getting absolutely everything that you need, then please just apply to work with me in the Slim on Starch program. You'll have your nutrition coach and who's looking over all of your food photos. You're taking photos of everything that you're eating. We're seeing everything that you're eating so that you don't have to worry. Am I doing this right? I don't know if I'm doing this right. We're going to look over everything and we're going to let you know what you're doing right and what needs to be changed. So if you need our help, just click the link in the down bar to work with me. I'd be thrilled to meet you. If you want the next videos to feature the queen, Healthy Mummy, my gorgeous mother, Lisa, then give this video a thumbs up and comment, we want Healthy Mummy, and we'll get her back here. I am like Ace Ventura with these cats. I love you, honeys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.